Let's talk about the Ghostface Killer. Hey everybody, it's Mitch, and welcome to my next Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 Prestige class video. And today, coming at you from the Complete Adventurer, we've got ourselves the Ghostface Killer. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about what is the Ghostface Killer. We're going to talk about what it takes to become a Ghostface Killer. We're going to talk about what you get as a Ghostface Killer. And finally, we're going to talk about how good the Ghostface Killer is and how you might use it in a build. So let's get started. First off, what is a Ghostface Killer? Ghostface Killer come from plans of ninjas and assassins who had reason to betray their masters. More, their masters betrayed them. They wanted vengeance against them. Therefore, they prayed to some dark demon. They received power in order to get that revenge. They mastered that art and passed it down through the generations, keeping themselves hidden so that no one knew who they were. Very secretive plan, very big on stealthily killing someone, making everyone freak out in the process, and then just casually walking away as panic erupts. That is the Ghostface Killer. Now that we know what the Ghostface Killer is, let's talk about how you become a Ghostface Killer. First off, they can only be evil. Makes sense. Murdering people is pretty evil. Next, it requires a base attack bonus of +5, so pretty solid. Requires some skills, but not too many. Requires 6 ranks in hide, 4 ranks in concentration, 8 ranks in intimidate, and 6 ranks in move silent. Honestly, you're going to want most of those, so it makes a lot of sense. And for feats, you need improved initiative and power attack. Again, both pretty good feats. Ones you'll definitely want for this kind of build, so not too hard to get into. So now that we've talked about how to get in, let's talk about what they get. First off, the 8 hit dice. Not bad at all. It's not great, but it's not bad. Pretty solid. They get a good base attack bonus, as well as a good fortitude save, but a bad reflex and a bad will save. Fairly solid in terms of their chassis on that. Their skill list is pretty solid, and they get 4+ int on skills, so it's decent. Not the best, but not the worst. Fairly mediocre. They do get weapon and armor proficiency with all simple and martial weapons, as well as light armor, so that's pretty nice. They get an ability called Ghost Step, which will let them turn invisible for 1 round. They can do this multiple times per day, eventually, and eventually it'll let them, when they use it, become ethereal as well, which is pretty nice. They also get Sudden Strike, the same as a ninja get. They get it at 2nd level, and then every 3 levels thereafter. They get another d6, so not terrible at all. Now at 3rd level, they get their big one. That is Frightful Attack. So Frightful Attack, let's go over exactly what that does. So when they get a Sudden Strike, they can declare it to be a Frightful Attack, and this Frightful Attack gives a ton of extra bonuses. It has to be a power attack in order to be a Frightful Attack, and you have to do at least 1 penalty to your attack roll, so not terrible. Personally, you might want to do a lot more, and we'll discuss why. When you do that, the person you attack will then have to roll a saving throw, assuming they're not immune to mind affecting or fear effect. Then, depending on their roll, they'll either die instantly or become shaken, which is kind of nasty, especially if you have other means of causing fear, because those do stack and can take you up to higher levels of fear. Pretty nice. And the DC for that is 10 plus your class level plus your charisma modifier, and if they fail that, they just die instantly, which it's not a death effect, it's just a mind affecting fear effect. Pretty nice. And on top of that, all creatures within 30 feet also have to make a saving throw. Whether they are panicked or shaken is going to depend on what their hit dice are. So how to determine that is you'll add the Ghostface Killer's charisma modifier to their class level, and that will determine whether or not they are shaken or panicked. So that can definitely throw things. The DC for that is actually going to be kind of insane. It's going to be equal to their class level plus 10 plus their charisma modifier plus the damage from power attack. So this is why you want to do power attack for a lot. So if you do a ton of extra power attack damage, that'll really raise the DC up high. Now if they fail the DC, then they're completely fine, but being able to get someone shaken can be really nice. So that's huge. They can initially do this once per day, but they can do it an additional time every 3 levels, and it's a pretty nice ability. 7th level, they get Ghost Sight, which lets them see invisible creatures and objects as well as ethereal ones, so that's pretty nice. And at 10th level, their capstone, they get Frightful Cleave. Basically just lets them make a frightful attack anytime that they get a cleave and have a sudden strike target within range. They can make it a frightful attack at no cost, assuming they just use the frightful attack that turn. If you frightful attack and kill your target either with the damage or with the frightful attack itself, fail their fear and just die. So either way, if they die, you can get another one that same turn on a different target, which can be pretty nice, being able to create more fear. So that's really a big deal. So that is what the Ghostface Killer gets. Let's talk about how good they are and how you might use them in a build. So they're interesting. Are they the best in the game? Far from it. They're not bad. For a fear-based build, especially a melee one, this could be really good. Put this on some sort of fear build that uses a lot of intimidate and stuff like that. Also maybe a build that focuses on power attack. You can get some pretty impressive stuff. Honestly, this wouldn't be bad on like a frenzied berserk. That could be really solid. Just have some crazy berserker that, you know, he flies into rage and frenzy and does this massive amount of damage, and sometimes when he does, he's able to cause crazy amounts of fear to everyone around it and get those DCs ridiculously high for everyone nearby and make it so that pretty much everyone's gonna fail. That's absolutely huge. I would say it's a pretty dang good prestige class. Is it the best in the world? No, but there's definitely ways to make it work. Barbarian, weird way to do it. There's plenty of other classes that can do stuff as well with it. I can see it just working its way into a number of builds that are fear-based. So yeah, that's basically what I have on the Ghostface Killer. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I always love hearing from you. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. Maybe subscribe to the channel for more D&D 3.5 content and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on a video. Also, down in the description below, there's a link to my Discord as well as to my Twitch. Definitely check those out. Anyways, as always, I'm Mitch, and I'll be seeing you